Be a part of Going In Raw today at patreon.com/Steve and Larson. Starting at $1 a month, you can enjoy Going In Raw ad-free, gain access to the daily 30-minute Going In Raw post-show, exclusive merchandise, and so much more. Support Going In Raw today. Click the link in the description.
Boys and girls, this is the Undisputed Era. Adam Cole, Kyle O'Reilly, Roderick Strong, and you're listening to Going In Raw, baby.
What's up, it's your girl Sasha Banks, the legit boss, and you're watching Going In Raw. You like that?
This is Shayna Baszler, and you're watching Going In Raw.
What's up? This is the most must-see WWE superstar of all time and his lovely, gorgeous wife, Marie. And you are going in SmackDown Live.
This is the glorious one, Bobby Roode, and you're watching Going In Raw.
Hey guys, this is Charlotte, and you're watching Going In Raw.
What's up? It's the moonwalking, trash talking princess of Staten Island. I want to remind you all that Mela is money, and you're watching Going In Raw.
This is Shinsuke Nakamura. Shinsuke watching Going In the Raw.
This is the knockout artist, Cassius Ohno, and you're Going In Raw.
Hey, friendo, Steve here.
And Larson.
And welcome back to Going In Raw, the only pro wrestling podcast you need to be listening to right here, youtube.com/Steve and Larson, and available wherever fine podcasts are. Be sure to hit that subscribe button and the notify bell next to it to make sure you're always getting your Going In Raw notifications.
Yeah.
I'll be posting later on in the community tab what people thought about Survivor Series tonight.
Yes.
Lots of opinions out there.
Yeah.
All over the map.
All over the map, just based on chat here.
Yeah.
All over the map.
We're also available wherever fine podcasts are. Really free, really great, free and easy way to support Going In Raw is to hop on your little phone or wherever you listen to podcasts, and then whatever podcast app you use to listen to us, you hit subscribe to Going In Raw, and then you leave us a rating, review, or a comment. Really helps boost the exposure of Going In Raw and be much appreciated by us. We're also on the Patreon at patreon.com/Steve and Larson. We got a bunch of new patrons.
Yes.
During the show and this morning. I know I did this during the live stream, but not everybody was able to make the live stream, although we did have a really big audience for that. And I want to say thanks to everybody who joined us for the live stream. I'm going to read off some of these names, and then we'll get into the nutshell of the show.
Yes.
William Molina, Brian Price, Carl Eric William Welbat, Chris Guelda, John Wesley Staton, Marcus Aurelius, Michael J. Scalmanini. I don't know if I said Brian Price already, but Brian Price, Mark Vassie, Cabius, J.R. Wild, Bailey Bearden, Mr. Geekachu, and Phil Wilson. Thanks so much for your support. We appreciate it. I thought it was a really fun show.
It was a fun show.
I'll be honest with you.
It was all over the place.
It started at 4, ended up at 7:30, 7:40 or so.
Major 4 or 5 pay-per-view, it was concise.
Yeah.
Tight.
Yeah.
Weird that the pre-show apparently doesn't count for anything, but you know,
that was weird.
With every WWE show, there's going to be some confounding, confusing, beguiling booking decisions.
Yeah.
But basically every match was fun.
Here's the thing. It's really weird. What you said is exactly right. It is real. I mean, I'm just going to say this and get it out of the way. It is bizarre that the pre-show match was essentially a meaningless match. It should have been the most dominated match.
Yes.
Besides the Colognes, Team SmackDown should have won 4-0.
Should have ran the table.
There should have been 4 sole survivors.
Yes.
And it ended up being Revival versus the Usos. Why didn't they just have the Revival go over and have an actual clean sweep for Raw? It wouldn't have made a lick of difference. It would have done something for the Revival.
Yes.
And then you wouldn't have had people talking about this because it's so stupid.
Including SmackDown talents.
Xavier Woods.
Why doesn't this match count towards the scoreboard? Because the overriding... I'll be honest. This is like the last 2 years. The one thing I don't really like about Survivor Series, and it's not so much that Raw wins every time, is that Raw is the sole focus of the storyline of the show.
Yeah,
which is what has been the last 2 years.
Yeah.
This year it was Baron had to keep his job, and if Raw lost a single match, he wouldn't be fired as Raw GM. But that. in and of itself didn't manifest itself in anything other than him playing cheerleader during the men's match.
Yeah.
He didn't get involved in anything.
Yeah.
He didn't try to help any Raw talents win.
When Daniel Bryan
it was like a
on the
lazy
verge-
justification for
Yeah.
someone, probably Vince, wanting Raw to win everything.
Yeah. That was odd. There was no outside interference pretty much at all. Didn't see any of the horsewomen. Didn't see
Dean Ambrose.
Didn't
see AJ Styles.
Didn't see any interference. Where we thought it might be most logical in the main event with Daniel Bryan, Brock Lesnar, that actually came off a lot more like the match. Well, no. The first half of that match came off like what we had heard
was going to be the SummerSlam match, like 2014?
I think it was, when Brock was supposed to take that title off of Daniel Bryan, I think.
Yeah, instead Cena stepped in.
Yeah. And ate all those ridiculous German suplexes. That I thought there was, there was a lot going on tonight. Some of it was weird. Not even in the WWE's Enzo Amore showed up. That was weird. So some of it didn't even have to do. That Charlotte Ronda match. Oh my God.
Well, you can tell they just pretty much had to take Becky out, replace with Charlotte. Finish was probably the exact same.
But it might give us there's a lot going on here. Let's just kick it off. We don't have to go like a note by note thing for each match.
No, obviously not.
Although you did a magnificent job taking
I like
notes.
to keep notes, not so much so I can just read them off verbatim, just so I kind of know the general ebb and flow stories of the match.
Yeah, absolutely. So the pre-show match, we both showed up early to check out the pre-show match.
Yeah. It was the tag team Survivor Series match, which apparently didn't count for anything. However, it was fun. A little sloppy maybe, but there's a lot going on.
Yeah.
There's a lot going on.
Yeah.
And it never let up. Pretty much as soon as I walked in the door, you had it on, and the Revival eliminated the Colognes. And that should have been the end of the SmackDown eliminations, honestly.
Yeah, the Colognes are pretty much NPCs.
Yeah.
The rest of them, we love the club, we love Sanity,
Yeah.
we love the Usos, and we love New Day.
Yes.
They should have run the table. Bobby
Yes.
Roode, look, man, Bob Roode should not be in the position he's in. The one legitimate person, it really does bug me, the fact that I forget where we got the idea from, if it was you or it was me or if it was somebody in chat back when we had come up with the idea for putting Bobby Roode and Bob Lashley together.
Uh-huh.
That would have done a world of good for both of them.
I know.
Could you, Raw needs a tag team.
Yeah.
They need a tag team. And Roode and Gable, they're just so awkward together. It doesn't work.
Yeah.
It doesn't fit. If you had Bobby Roode and Bobby Lashley together,
that'd been something else.
as kind of a modern day, heels, modern day sort of APA, but more businesslike. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Who wouldn't love that?
That'd be great.
Instead, he's coming out smiling. He hates it. The Raw tag division is a mess. This should have been 4 teams stood tall, and all the rest of them just went away.
What we saw with the men's Survivor Series match, it should have been the same with the tag team match. However, SmackDown should be on the winning end.
Yeah.
Where it was pretty much domination.
Yeah.
Anyways, it's a quick order of eliminations. As I mentioned earlier, Revival eliminates the Colognes, and then Carl Anderson pinned Bo Dallas. B Team eliminated. And then Sandy was eliminated after Eric Young was pinned after a neck-breaker moonsault combo from Bob Roode and Chad Gable. Mm-hmm. And then Victor was pinned after a splash from Big E, Ascension, out of the match. Grand Metalik hits a springboard senton on Carl Anderson. Goodbye, the club. Jey Uso pins Lince Dorado after a pop-up Samoan drop. Goodbye, Lucha House Party. New Day hit up, up, down, down. See you later, Chad Gable and Bob Roode. This spot was actually really good. Xavier Woods goes for his top rope elbow, gets caught with a shatter machine. Dash Wilder pins him. New Day eliminated. And then Jimmy Uso pins Scott Dawson after a top rope splash with a nice nod to Roman.
Yeah, that was
midair.
Good. Yeah, he's been doing that lately. And that's good. Again, it's weird they didn't count this towards the tally. They're all wearing, their brand shirts.
I know. I mean, even Big E, every member of the New Day had custom SmackDown inspired gear.
Yeah.
And then Big E had a SmackDown T-shirt on underneath his tights. I mean, this should have counted.
If you want people to tune in early to the kickoff show, at least this is concrete proof that why do we care? Why are we going to tune into a kickoff show now? If it doesn't even count for canon.
I know, it's ridiculous.
That's silly. That is so
it's
silly.
ridiculous. To kick off the main card was the Women's Survivor Series match. Team SmackDown captained by Naomi. Team Raw captained by Alexa Bliss. Naomi was the first eliminated.
Mm-hmm.
She wasn't in the match very long. Ate a super kick from Tamina. Eliminated.
Yeah.
But then right away, Carmella rolled her up, Tamina that is, to eliminate Tamina, and then we got a dance break.
So this is what I really liked about this. That's the Maria Kanellis dance break.
And also Carl Anderson in response.
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, you're right. The thing that I liked about this women's Survivor Series match is that similar to how we get with like the Rumble, everybody had their little story thing.
Mm-hmm.
Nia Jax, it does look like.
Oh my gosh, she has so much heat on her.
It seems like they had one of two options to go with. There were rumors coming out from a couple of the dirt sheets saying, "Oh, they hate Nia Jax backstage. She's totally getting punished. Any push of hers is going to be dialed back. It's ending."
Opposite is true.
That's completely incorrect. We saw this tweet from her where she tweeted out a picture of her fist. They're wisely choosing to move forward
to capitalize
on the heat that she has from legitimately punching Becky in the face. And I think it's wise to do that. It's pro wrestling. Should she have been more careful? Sure, of course. Should she have gotten some sort of punishment? Yeah, I guess, maybe. But it's a story you're telling. People hate her right now for what she did. They're rolling with that.
Mm-hmm.
That's the best idea possible.
That's like best for business.
Exactly.
So, yeah, I neglected to mention when Nia was introduced, just nuclear heat.
Nuclear heat. She comes out with a big heel smile on her face.
And then shows her hand.
She's always hovered between she's a face, she's talking about anti-bullying, and then when she had that thing with Ronda, she was a heel. Even before she was a face, she was a heel. Finally, concrete, she's a heel. Screw you guys. Face buster or face breaker.
Face breaker.
Yeah.
That's what Michael Cole called her, the face breaker. Anyway, so after dance break from Carmella, match carries on. Mickie James was eliminated. Sonya Deville hit her with a sliding knee. But
we need to mention also in the pre-show, a couple things happened.
Oh, yes.
Sasha and Bayley replaced
Ruby Riott and Natalya because they kept fighting.
That was kind of weird.
And then Mandy was named as Charlotte's replacement for Team SmackDown.
That's kind of oddball. I mean, I'm really happy that Sasha and Bayley, that should have been on the Raw before.
I know.
So that was weird.
That was weird. Anyways, Mickie was hit with a sliding knee from Sonya. However, Mandy Rose tagged herself in, and she's the one that actually got the pin on Mickie James.
Mm-hmm.
So we're getting some sort of Mandy Rose, Sonya Deville feud coming up.
Yeah.
Bayley hits a Bayley to belly on Carmella. Carmella is eliminated. Mandy taps out to a bank statement. And then we got a double count out with Sonya Deville and Bayley after Bayley hit her with a Bayley to belly with when the ref was on 7.5.
So it wouldn't surprise me if sometime in the past there had been a double count out with an elimination.
Oh, yeah, there has been.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't remember that. Probably know it could have happened last year. I don't know.
I think at Survivor Series 97, at least there was a count out.
Oh, okay.
Elimination.
Okay. All right. There you go.
So
by the way.
Eliminated by DQ, too.
Monday, tomorrow, if you're watching this live with us, thank you.
Yes.
Or today, if you're watching this in the morning, Monday morning, we're not going to be doing our regular news show. Instead, we're going to be filming live a Going In Raw view for Survivor Series 1997, the Montreal Screwjob Survivor Series.
Yes.
That is being recorded tomorrow live, and then it'll go up on
VOD on Thursday.
VOD on Thursday for Thanksgiving because we're obviously not going to be recording anything.
No.
And so we're doing that instead of our news show, and then we have some business. It's a short week, so we have a lot to do.
So the schedule's be a little different.
So the schedule's going to be a little bit different, yeah.
Also, while we're on programming changes, Matt Chat, get your question in by Tuesday.
Yeah,
we're recording that Tuesday.
Yeah, yes. Make sure you put up a reminder, too.
Yes, I shall.
All right.
So towards the end, it's Sasha and Nia left for Team Raw. Asuka left for Team SmackDown. Got a lot of really good action between Sasha and Asuka. There was that segment.
That was fun, yeah.
Where Sasha was trying to evade the Asuka lock, and that was really good. Sasha goes to the top rope, going for a drop kick or something. Nia, her teammate, pushes her off.
Yeah.
Asuka puts her in the Asuka lock. Sasha taps. As soon as that happens, Nia enters 3 leg drops for Asuka, and she's just reveling. Nia is in the heat.
Yeah.
Picks up Asuka, hits a Samoan drop, pins Asuka, gets the win for Team Raw.
I wonder if this is the kind of thing where they're saying, okay, Nia, we're going to run with this. You need to be as heel as possible, and if we don't see you really running with it, you are going to be de-pushed. You are going to be get your punishment.
Maybe.
I don't know.
It's just one. It's not.
I hope she takes it as an opportunity to really shine as a heel.
Yes, exactly. It's not just heel enough to be the one that eliminates Asuka, who was getting "Let's Go Asuka" chants, and it's not just that she screwed over her teammate Sasha. Sasha is an extremely over face in her own right.
Yeah.
So it's like double the heat.
Yeah. That's good.
It was well done.
It was smart booking.
It was well done.
I figured honestly coming into this match, I'd be like, I was thinking, Nia, when she came out to that big chorus of boos and she had a big smile on her face and she starts pointing at her fist.
Yeah.
I was thinking either she's going to be the sole survivor or
she's going to be the first eliminated.
She's going to be the first eliminated. And it looks like
the former, yeah.
Yeah. Backstage, Baron Corbin was with Stephanie McMahon.
And that's when it was revealed that Stephanie said to Baron, hey, if you want to keep your job, Team Raw needs a sweep.
Well, he opened up his big mouth. He said, I guarantee you we're going to clean sweep. And she said, okay, well, if you're going to
make that kind of guarantee, then you got to deliver.
You
Otherwise,
got to deliver on that, yeah.
And then he kind of backtracked a little bit. And he says, I'll make sure we do what we need to do.
Yeah.
Something
we're going to have a really strong showing.
Anyways, Paige and Shane kind of enter frame. I don't remember what the conversation was, though.
It was awkward.
Yeah.
I think I was talking during it. It was awkward.
Yeah, that's exactly what it was.
I don't like awkward moments.
No.
When I'm like, we have our live stream audience, our friendos watching with us. I feel the need to make conversation.
Next, Seth Rollins versus Shinsuke Nakamura. However, I was dealing with a battle with poop on my shoe.
This was, again, more weird stuff out of the control of WWE. Evidently, at some point.
Before the show, before we did the live stream, we walked to our local coffee shop to get some tea and some snacks because we wouldn't have an opportunity to do so.
Yeah.
Between now and we get done with this recap.
We're both fighting off illnesses, so
and then
we got tea.
We didn't walk on the grass at all.
No, we didn't.
We stuck on the sidewalk, and usually I'm really good about looking at where I'm stepping.
Sure.
However, at some juncture, I managed to step in some sort of animal doo-doo.
Some dookie.
And I didn't realize until this match. And so the first half of this match, I felt like I was cleaning duty out of my shoes.
Yeah, it's not good, man.
No, it was not good.
Yeah.
I probably shouldn't have brought it up on the recap here.
But, because it told part of a story of our Survivor Series.
Our experience with it. So for the first half of this match, you're going to have to fill me in with what happened because I didn't catch a lot of it.
It was a lot of slow character stuff, feeling each other out. We got all the character beats. We had Shinsuke, doing the come on stuff.
Yeah.
So it was that before the match really picked up. By the time the match picked up, it got really good though.
Yeah, it was really good.
We saw. At least stop it. We had Shinsuke going for a couple of Kinshasas here and there. Towards the finish, Shinsuke kicked out of the cool knee thing that Seth does.
Yeah.
Then Seth missed a frog splash, ate a Kinshasa to the back of the head, and then kicked out at 2.
That really should have been the finish.
That should have been the finish right there.
It really should have been the finish. Anyway, Seth eventually went over with a stomp. It was a really good match in the end sequence where Seth was evading Kinshasa, eventually delivered a stomp. Was really good.
Nobody kicks out of a Kinshasa. So Seth shouldn't either. If Seth was going to do that, Shinsuke needed a kick out of a stomp.
Yeah.
And then, hey, you know what? It's fine. Have him eat a second stomp.
Yeah.
And then he loses. I'm fine with that. But if
Exactly.
you're going to have one dude kick out of a finisher, and maybe they're equating the Kinshasa with that cool knee, but everybody kicks out of that cool knee.
Yeah, no one is pinned by that cool knee anymore.
Oh, man. In the Raw locker room, Braun, this is great. So you missed this too. When you came back during the Raw locker room segment, but the camera is sort of panning, showing everybody, and for some reason Finn Balor is sitting there, and he's just sort of talking casually with Bobby Lashley.
They were just in a feud.
The only one that seemed annoyed by it was Lio Rush. He actually seemed annoyed by it, which I think made it better.
Yeah.
But Finn and Bobby seemed okay. Braun comes in. And he looks at Drew.
Yeah, he and Drew start going at it.
He says, I don't like you. He looks at Dolph. I think he says, I don't like you. To Bobby, he says, I'm okay with you. No, to Bobby, he says, I'm not sure. He says he doesn't even know who Lio Rush is. And then he looks at Finn and says, you're okay. Because they're both faces now.
Yeah. Well, Braun once called Finn his little buddy.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I can't go back on that.
No.
And so
Drew and Braun are each other's faces, yelling at each other.
Mm-hmm.
Baron comes in, tries to cool tempers down.
He needs the team on the same page.
Yes. And since Braun can't lay a hand on Baron, he throws Lio Rush into him.
That was funny. That was good.
And then R-Truth comes in and tries to give Team Raw a pep talk.
Yeah, and then Baron says, "You're not even in this team.
You're not
roster.
even on Team Raw."
And he's like, "Oh man." So that was funny. That was actually really good.
That was funny. Next, Thebar with Big Show. Versus AOP. This is an all right match. It was just really weird because at one point, Big Show had Drake against the ropes, choking him.
Dude.
And Drake victoriated on himself. Peed himself.
Yeah, that's a scientific term for pee-pee.
He did a pee-pee on himself.
So the messed up bit about this was that the camera was like going in close on the front
area, yeah.
And to emphasize, to ensure that everybody knew that urination was happening, he started pressing down the area around his dick head.
Yeah.
And so you got the outline, the print of his dick head and pee coming down. I kind of wish they did they overdid it. I don't know if it was like legit pee or not.
No, I don't know either. Oh yeah, like a Saturday Night Live thing where they vomited.
Yeah, I wish that they would have done like just a gallon of pee just going out there.
Absolutely, yes, agreed.
Like obviously fake. This was disturbingly maybe real. I don't know.
I don't know either. It was all really weird and off-putting.
I mean, this might be the thing. Vince might have been having some casual conversation with Rockstar Spud.
Yeah.
And Rockstar might have let it drop that maybe as a party trick, he can micturate on command.
Pee on command, yeah.
Oh, and then
that was the end of it.
Immediately, as soon as he says it, he realizes he done fucked up.
Yep.
Because Vince is going to take that, and now it's probably going to be on every episode of 205 Live.
I know.
If Vince even knows what that is.
Yeah, that's a huge if. Preceding that, however, Drake broke up a pinfall after Razor ate a brogue kick, and so he sprinted around the ring. He ran to Big Show, and then peed himself.
Yeah.
And then the finish, due to that distraction, AOP picked up the win. I think it was Sheamus that ate a powerbomb neckbreaker combo. AOP wins.
Mm-hmm.
So far, if you forget about the pre-show, Raw has run the table.
But, I mean, let me ask you this. The fact that one member of Team Raw pissed himself, doesn't that kind of cancel out all their wins?
That's kind of a win in one sense for Team SmackDown. If they're not going to count the tag team match, then they got to count the urination as a win for SmackDown.
One thing that I really appreciated, though, is that Big Show had what seemed to be a legitimate laugh.
Yeah, he was legitimately laughing.
He was actually laughing. I kind of wish they didn't tell him that was going to happen.
Maybe they didn't.
And that was like a shoot laugh. Anyways, then we are in the SmackDown locker room. Miz is about to give a pep talk. He said he has an amazing pep talk, but he's going to hand it over to Shane McMahon to give that pep talk.
Because Shane should be the one giving him the pep talk.
Yeah, so Shane gives the speech instead. He calls out everybody, says how great they are, and then Miz offers to give out signed DVDs if SmackDown wins.
And then R-Truth comes in to Zarya and says, "Oh, yeah, that'd be great. I want one of those. I want Becky Lynch's autograph."
Yeah.
And he says, "Shane, I want to talk to you. I want to be on SmackDown."
Mm-hmm, yeah.
And then he says, you are on SmackDown.
You are on SmackDown.
You are on SmackDown.
R-Truth is very happy about that.
R-Truth is great.
Next up, we had another stellar 205 Live cruiserweight match, Mustafa Ali versus Buddy Murphy. The way they were booking this with Mustafa Ali taking these ridiculous bumps made me think that Mustafa Ali was going to win.
I know.
And then he didn't.
Yeah. I guess they're doing the thing where he takes bump after bump after bump, sick bump after sick bump, comes back, but can only take so much.
Mm-hmm, yeah. Well, I mean, that's the story they've kind of been playing up, is that he's been running himself pretty hard.
Yeah. Taking a lot of beatings.
He's had a lot of matches with the rib tape on.
Yeah.
And this just played into that. But it was a fantastic match.
Oh, heck
the crowd was super into it. It was really, really, really cool just to see 205 Live get a spotlight on main card in front of a hot audience.
In the middle of the card, not to kick off the show either.
Yeah. Yeah. It was fantastic.
It was really good.
I hope that's just sort of a more of that to come. You know?
I hope so.
Yeah.
I mean, it's good when 205 Live, the Cruiserweight Championship, is featured on a major pay-per-view.
Mm-hmm.
It'd be great if they can get a title match on every pay-per-view.
What was the roughest spot Ali ate?
It was probably that first one when Buddy shoved him off the second rope into the barricade.
So Mustafa Ali was on the outside on the second rope, about to climb up and do something. Buddy Murphy just comes up and shoves him, and he goes flying.
Yeah.
Into the barricade. I think you're probably right about that.
Rough.
We also got a Spanish fly off the announce table.
Yeah, that's always great.
That's sort of customary for These two, and especially 205 Live also.
That bit where Mustafa was going for an 054 and Buddy comes up and grabs his hair.
That was good.
And gives him a cheeky Nando's.
Yeah.
And then 2 power bombs. That was rough.
Yep.
Although that spot where Ali was going for his tornado DDT where he kind of does a crossbody off the middle rope. And he just eats the knee flush.
Yeah, that was rough.
And Murphy follows that up with Murphy's Law. Gets the win. Retains the Cruiserweight Championship. Great match.
Yeah.
Check it out if you haven't. After that, we had Daniel Bryan interview, or so we thought. Caleb Braxton asked him a pretty lengthy question. Pretty much saying, are you ready?
Are you? Yeah.
Are you ready? And he kind of has a smirk on his face.
Of course,
Turns
usually
and walks away. He would say yes. In this case, he did not say yes. He's not going to say no.
He just didn't say anything.
Didn't say anything.
After that, we had the men's Survivor Series match. I figured that would have main evented the
I know,
whole thing.
especially with the stipulation going on this whole show that Baron needed the clean sweep.
Mm-hmm.
Because then it puts the thought in your mind that the last 2 matches are going to have some sort of upset.
Yeah.
Or potentially, because you can't fathom the universe in which Raw would sweep the entire show.
Yeah.
Because what fun is that?
None.
It's none fun.
Well, it turned out to be pretty fun, though.
Well, individual matches, but you think about storyline-wise. I mean, as much as I love Baron, we need some intrigue there. If his job's safe, it's not fun.
But we like Baron.
I do like Baron.
No, I agree with you. Like, it should have been tied going into the last match with the men's Survivor Series. Sure.
But we didn't get that anyways. Joe started off the match against Drew. Drew was on another level this whole match.
He
wanted to win the whole thing himself.
Dude, if you take this as a microcosm, as sort of evidence of where they're going with Drew, where are they going with Drew, Larson?
Straight to the top.
Straight to the top. That's where they're going with Drew, man. Oh, my God. All the close-ups on him, the eliminations, just the way they were booking him. Oh, it was fantastic.
Yeah, he wanted to win the whole thing himself.
Yeah, exactly.
And within like a minute, match started out, even before it started, they all get in the ring. Joe throws his towel at Drew. Everybody starts talking crap. Match starts. Drew's kind of John with Braun in the corner because he just tags himself in. Joe comes up from behind. Coquina clutch.
Mm-hmm.
Drew works his way out of it. Joe gets him in it again. Drew works his way out of it. Claymore, Joe is pinned.
A really short. Usually the Claymores are like he's like coming in and he flies.
Yeah, he took like 2 steps and then
it's
Claymore.
Like a really short level. Yeah.
And you think Joe is the one guy who can give Team SmackDown a chance against Drew and/or Braun?
I'm guessing that's why they took him out first. Because if you look at everybody else in Team SmackDown,
they're all undersized.
It's super undersized.
So that was a bummer.
Yeah. I mean, the funny thing is, Team Raw was a complete hot mess, and yet it still logically made sense for them to dominate.
Oh, yeah.
Braun was even out half the match, and it still kind of made sense.
Yeah, because they still had Drew and Lashley.
Lashley and Drew, and then you get, Finn in there, sort of,
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
The ongoing story for most of it was Drew and Braun bickering about who should be in the match. Drew tags himself in for a second time. Braun doesn't like it. They start brawling, and then everybody brawls. I mean, both teams start brawling. Mm-hmm. Why would SmackDown get involved in that? Just let Team Raw brawl.
Exactly. Just let them take each other
at least
out
for
of
a
the
while,
game.
and then you think if it looks like there's a place where you can interject yourself, gain an advantage, then do it. But don't. Anyways, that all led to Shane putting Braun through the announce table with a top rope elbow.
Yeah.
Just a huge, massive elbow drop.
Mm-hmm.
Customary Shane stuff. Back in the ring, Drew's in there. He goes looking for a tag. Finn puts his hand out, and then Drew says, "No, I'm not going to do that." A little more action. Then Finn tags himself in, and Drew turns around. Finn kicks him square in the face.
That was a rad little moment. That was like Finn's single moment, which I don't think Finn had a good moment last year. Remember? He was in for like a half second, then he was like, pedigree? No, it was pedigree. I forget what it was. But he was out pretty quickly, didn't do much of anything.
Yeah.
At least in this one, he took a stand against
he had that, and
Drew.
then he was in the ring against Miz for a while, and then Ray for a while.
He missed 3 coup de grace.
Yeah, I know. Ray eventually pins Finn after a 619 and a springboard frog splash, and then Drew comes right in and just throws Finn out of the ring. He's got no patience for Finn Balor right now. Later on, Jeff Hardy and Dolph Ziggler in the ring.
Mm-hmm.
Hardy goes for a swanton, but Dolph gets his knees up. Looked like it might have hurt a little bit. Anyways, they set Dolph up. Shane hits coast to coast, pins Dolph. Dolph eliminated. Shane goes for another coast to coast on Lashley.
Yes. Yeah.
And then Braun finally makes his way up from the table spot, clubs Shane midair.
Yeah.
Shane's rolls out of the ring. Braun gets in, pins Jeff Hardy after power slam. Enter Ray. He eats a power slam, gets pinned. Miz, he's the only one that's kind of still has his wits about him because Shane's still selling the blow from Braun.
Mm-hmm.
So he's trying to buy some time, runs around the ring a little bit. Braun chases him down. Miz kind of puts Shane in front of him, so Shane eats the shoulder tackle.
It was. I wonder if they're going to play that up at all on SmackDown.
I'm sure they are.
Because it was. It's the kind of thing you expect from Miz, but he did play it off like it was unintentional, and you get the idea that it was unintentional. He was just trying to get in.
Yeah, he was trying to get. He's like going to Shane, goes, "Come on, Shane, get up, get up! I need your help here."
Right, exactly.
So, anyways, eventually,
Miz was actually doing everything he could to be a proper team captain.
He was. Braun hits power slam on Miz. He gets pinned. Shane gets in the ring. He says, "All right, come on, Braun."
And the crowd was popping big, and this is a great little moment for Shane because he's just absolutely destroyed, and he does the, "Come on, let's just do this." But it was no time at all. Power slam. So
Braun eliminates 4/5 of Team SmackDown.
And then immediately after the bell, Corbin blindsides Braun
and runs up the ramp with
Lashley.
Lashley and Drew. Yeah.
So Team Raw
Leo Rush.
Complete, like there was no problems
for
Baron Corbin keeping his job based on that match anyways.
Yeah.
Next up, we had a Seth Rollins interview. Charlie broke the news to him after he talked a little bit about Shinsuke Nakamura. She broke the news that at TLC for the Intercontinental Championship, he'll be fighting Dean Ambrose.
I imagine there'll be some sort of stipulation added.
I would hope
it's
so.
TLC.
It should be. Oil barrel fire match.
So kind of like an Inferno match, but only fire only in one barrel.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. That could happen. Yeah. Next, probably match of the night. Charlotte versus Ronda Rousey.
These next two were matches of the night.
Yeah, they're both really good.
Because that last one had us emotional.
Yeah, on the edge of our seats.
And this one just had us out of our minds.
Yeah.
Charlotte versus Ronda Rousey.
Probably the stiffest competition. Definitely the stiffest competition Ronda Rousey has faced thus far.
And the biggest spotlight for her, I think.
Yeah. As a solo competitor,
as a solo competitor,
and she more than delivered. Pretty early on, Ronda was busted open after an elbow from Charlotte.
And
it really helped, especially at the end, the story of the match.
It really did. Ronda was all over, just busted
up. She got beat up. Of course, the story throughout this match was Ronda trying to work over Charlotte's arm, get her ready for armbar. And Charlotte working over Ronda's leg, getting ready for figure eight. There's a lot of really good sequences where Ronda was trying to position herself for the armbar, and Charlotte would wrestle out of it.
So this was an ugly, especially before the kendo stick entered into it. It was an appropriately
a fight.
Ugly match. It felt more like a fight than anything. And before we get into the details, it was obvious that this is what they were going to do with Becky. You take Charlotte out, you put Becky in, and that
was going to be the match.
That was going to be the match. That was totally going to be the match. Even down to the crowd turning on Ronda at the end because something really cool just happened, and her looking at that crowd with eyes of death. That was going to be the thing. Because of what happened with Becky, it's going to be very interesting now that Charlotte has, holy crap, she's a badass heat for her.
Yeah, so jokingly I said during the stream, well, are we going to see a training montage on SmackDown of Becky training Charlotte? But then Charlotte tweeted, "Boo the woo, screw you." So they're going to do the route where Charlotte's put in this position, coming off this feud against Becky, which she was on the losing end of, and trying to show Becky that she could out Becky.
You know, one thing
that's probably like the only way they can kick that feud up a notch and take it to a whole other level.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how long Becky's going to be gone.
I don't know that either.
That's kind of a thing.
If it's a broken nose, I would suspect she'll be back sooner than a broken orbital bone, I think.
Yeah, I don't. There hasn't been anything about her having a broken orbital. So I would think it's probably a nose because that's like the thing that we've heard. So I don't know. I mean, I don't know where they're going to take this, but they have something.
Yeah,
they have something. It's just what are they going to do? I mean, the obvious answer, especially after listening to that crowd, is Charlotte, Becky, Ronda at Mania. So that's sort of the obvious way, unless they really wanted to go with. I mean, I think I'll put it this way: if they're able to take what happened tonight with Charlotte and capitalize on it the way they've capitalized on it with Becky, then that match makes sense. If the heat dies down, or if they're not able to creatively keep the momentum going for Charlotte, then take her out of the equation and just go the singles match at Mania.
Well, it could be the triple threat at Mania between the three of them, or you could have Charlotte and Ronda at the Rumble and have Ronda go over there.
Yeah.
That's the other option.
Yeah. I do kind of wonder, we've often seen that when something happens that WWE's out of control of, Becky getting punched by Nia Jax, Roman's unfortunate, cancer coming back again. They have to switch gears on the fly, and sometimes, creatively speaking, it just ends up lining up really well.
Yeah. Or at least short term it does.
I'm hoping, long term it always sinks back into a morass.
Yeah.
I'm hoping that whatever this was, they have an idea as to what it might be.
I hope so. Other than let's just get through Survivor Series and see what happens.
Yeah.
Anyways, I guess we can go through the beats of the match.
Yeah.
As I mentioned, Ronda was working over Charlotte's arm. Charlotte working over Ronda's leg. And credit to Ronda, even after that beatdown she took at the end of the match, when she was trying to walk up the ramp, she's still selling that leg, man.
Oh yeah, no,
still
great.
selling the leg. Charlotte goes for a moonsault. Ronda gets her feet up. Charlotte just should stop with the moonsault because she never hits it. Ronda gets fired up, starts doing this, turns around, eats the spear.
That was great.
That was great.
That was really well done, and she sold that. Man, she sold that spear so well. Man, Ronda's legit in the ring these days, man.
Yeah, she is.
It works so well when it's an uglier match. They've done such a great job of covering her weaknesses and emphasizing her strengths, match by match by match.
Yep. Ronda is in the figure 4. She reverses the pressure. Charlotte reverses back. They just both roll out of the ring. Back in the ring, flurry of punches from Ronda. Charlotte responds with a flurry of chops,
which results in Ronda's chest being hamburger, beat to shreds.
Charlotte hits a boot. Ronda kicks out. Charlotte rolls out of the ring after Ronda gets her in an armbar attempt. Charlotte's really selling arm. She rolls out. She rolls back in briefly to break the count, rolls back outside. Ronda gets fed up, leaves the ring, runs around. Charlotte manages to materialize a kendo stick in hand, hits her with it, right in full view of ref Jack Daddy.
Jack Daddy.
He calls for the bell, DQ, and then Charlotte proceeds to literally destroy a kendo stick over Ronda's back. That thing was in 1,000 pieces.
And here's the thing. It wasn't just the back.
It was everywhere.
It was everywhere. She was not like... You know how sometimes they'll just whoever's taking it will just keep their back open?
Yeah.
Ronda was like rolling around and Charlotte was still hitting her. Wherever it hit, it didn't matter. And then afterwards, you could see it all over Ronda. There was like a massive X welt right here.
Yeah.
And then a couple more over here.
On her back. She had a cut on her leg.
She was a mess.
She had blood by her ear.
It was an absolute mess.
So back in the ring, more kendo stick from Charlotte. Eventually she gets out of there. She gets a chair. Ref Jack Daddy takes it from her. They try to separate her, or separate Charlotte from Ronda with some refs. She all pushes them aside. She runs back in the ring, hits natural selection on Ronda on the chair.
And
then she puts the chair around Ronda's neck, pushes ref Jack Daddy out of the ring.
Jack Daddy
stomps on the chair. It was vicious.
It was vicious. It was gnarly. We were marking out big time. Charlotte leaves. She's got like crazy look on her face. Ronda eventually gets a bunch of refs come out to help her.
As does Adam Pearce and Jamie Noble.
Adam Pearce. Yeah, they sort of stopped the whole thing. So she limps up, like you said, selling the leg, selling everything.
Ronda does. Yeah.
Ronda's doing that. Crowd is chanting, "Thank you, Charlotte." Charlotte's gone. They're chanting, "Thank you, Charlotte."
But then after Charlotte's gone, the crowd starts chanting Becky.
Yeah, they start chanting Becky. Ronda turns back to the crowd and just like, man, you guys totally betrayed me. It was a great moment.
It was great.
She sold it perfectly. the one thing that they need to do to ensure that that Ronda will only regain the respect of the crowd by responding with unmitigated violence.
Yes.
With pure violence.
Yeah.
A machete. She comes to SmackDown wielding machete. I'm joking. A metaphorical machete.
Yeah.
No, but she needs to come to SmackDown.
Yeah.
This has to be kicked up.
Yeah.
Big time. And if it means bringing in Shayna, I don't know what they're going to do. I think
Hold on.
great.
There was a moment after Charlotte used the kendo stick, and I don't know if this is something worth reading into or not. What did she do? She took her SmackDown shirt off. Charlotte did.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if that's going to be indicative of any direction they're going in the future or not, but something to consider, whether it was a little bit of foreshadowing.
I would love to think that was the case.
Or if it was a situation where Charlotte was tired of wearing that damn SmackDown shirt
Probably
because it got
the
in the
case.
way, and so she just took it off.
I'd love to think that was the case. That'd be great.
Who knows?
And then our main event.
Main event.
This match, like if you're watching the live stream, we were just silent. We were
wrapped.
This was terrifying.
It was, but it was great also because what did Daniel Bryan do on the ramp? He did the animal stuff from Total Bellows.
That's right, he did.
Just a little bit, just enough to get us hyped.
Yeah.
Just a little bit, and it was awesome.
So this was full amazing heel Daniel Bryan. Comes down there. The match starts off with him mocking Brock Lesnar and basically making Brock Lesnar
irritated.
He
did a couple laps around the ring.
Did
his dance.
Just like really. Finally, the bell rang. Daniel Bryan sprinted towards Brock Lesnar and drop kicked his leg.
Yeah, and then more mind games.
Really getting under Brock's skin.
Eventually, they got back in the ring. Lesnar hits Daniel Bryan with a clubbing blow across the shoulder and then proceeds to suplex him 4 times. 2 German suplexes, 2 belly-to-bellies. And thankfully, they employed a lot of belly-to-bellies, so Daniel Bryan wasn't taking every suplex to the back of his head.
If you look at the chat during the live stream and our reaction, we were sitting there in silence.
Yep.
Because we're sitting there. We know this is predetermined.
Mm-hmm.
We understand that.
Yes.
We really like Daniel Bryan.
A lot.
We don't want to see, and we know Brock Lesnar. We remember him and Randy Orton.
Mm-hmm.
We don't want to see.
Remember him and Braun Strowman.
Yeah. We don't want to see Daniel Bryan get hurt.
Yes.
And you're thinking in the back of your head, Daniel Bryan's loving every
hell
second
yeah.
of this. If this was his last match, he would be happy to have gotten the matches that he's got since he was able to come back. You know that. The dude is giddy about this.
Yeah, and
but it doesn't make
Brock
it any less disturbing.
Yes, agreed.
It doesn't make it any less disturbing.
No,
we're sitting there, we're like, oh my God, this is terrifying.
Yes.
Because he releases those damn German suplexes so high, seemingly.
Yeah.
And they're all professionals. Brock's not going to destroy a WWE cash cow. So many people in the chats were saying, they need to fire Brock for this. They need to fire Brock for this. This is why they pay Brock money, because it gets us feeling that way. It gets us feeling uncomfortable.
Yep.
Because he's terrifying.
He is terrifying. After those suplexes, Brock throws Daniel Bryan to the barricade a couple times. Back on the ring, we get a bear hug from Brock, and then another German suplex. He picks him up, another bear hug, a belly-to-belly. Brock hits an F5. He goes for the pin and just immediately pulls him up.
He's going to play with him some
more.
He's going to play with some more.
Dishing out punishment.
Uh-huh.
He goes for an F5, and I don't know what Mike Chioda was doing, but he took Daniel Bryan's feet to the face. Brock thinks he hit the F5, but no, Daniel Bryan's on his feet. He runs towards Brock, kicks him square in the front area.
It was vicious. It looked legit.
Yeah, it was great.
Brock sold the shit out of it.
Yeah.
We pointed this out. A couple other people pointed this out in chat. They pay Brock for one great match at Survivor Series.
Survivor Series.
Every year, exactly.
Yeah. Daniel Bryan hits his knee plus, the running knee. Brock kicks at it too. We think, damn it. That was his chance. But Daniel Bryan wasn't done. He hits some yes kicks. Not to Brock's head or shoulders, but to his legs. And then he grabs his arms. He gets Danielson stomps.
And for the rest of the match, until we say goodbye to Brock, he has a foot stomp imprint on his head.
It was great. Daniel Bryan back on the outside. Daniel Bryan sends Brock into the ring post, followed by a running knee off the apron. He goes back in the ring, goes for a suicide dive. Brock catches him, drives Daniel Bryan to the ring post twice. Brock gets the ring steps, runs up, walks up, tries to hit Daniel with them. Instead, he hits the ring post, so on rebound, hits himself in the face. He pulls a Kyle O'Reilly.
Yeah.
Another running knee off the apron for Daniel Bryan. Back in the ring, another running knee plus. Brock kicks out. And then Daniel Bryan starts working over Brock's knee in earnest, wraps around the ring post. Lesnar picks up Daniel Bryan for F5. However, his knee gives out. The work on Brock's knee was paying off. And then Daniel Bryan transitions right into a yes lock. Lesnar breaks the grip. Daniel Bryan responds with a flurry of cross faces. That looked pretty stiff.
Yeah.
As much as Daniel Bryan was enjoying this, I feel like Brock probably was too.
I think he was. I really do. I wonder if Brock had been disappointed that he didn't get this match. Every once in a while, Brock looks like he's having fun in the ring.
I know.
Every once in a while.
He looked like at Survivor Series last year against AJ.
Yeah.
He looked like against Samoa Joe.
He looked like against Goldberg.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Daniel Bryan puts the yes lock back on. Brock, however, powers out, picks him up, hits an F5, gets the win.
Yeah.
Still a great match. Fun story being told.
So at that F5 and the very last F5 too, he sold the crap out of his knee. Like I was sitting there like, oh my God, that's going to do something for his UFC match.
The same thing happened last year against AJ.
Yeah. And he sold it. He sold it there and he sold it leaving. It was fantastic. Paul Heyman was watching and Paul Heyman was loving this as much as the other two guys.
Heck yeah.
I think they were all really, really having a good time. And they told the best story of the night because we were all freaked out the entire time. So yeah, man, I don't know. I thought that was great. Raw got the clean sweep. That was that was janky. Yeah, not the pre-show. We did forget. We mentioned Enzo. We didn't really go into detail.
Do we have to? Really?
It's the end of the show. Who cares?
All right. Well, he apparently bought a ticket, showed up in a wig.
Look, here's the thing, dude. We're not going to by talking about him, we're not going to be giving him any promotion. Like, nobody's going to be like, oh, they talked about him. I'm going to check out his album now.
No, don't check it out.
I don't care. He's a clown.
Yeah, he is. So he shows up sitting second or third row.
Second row. He had a ridiculous wig on.
Yeah.
He looks stupid
and
as
at
hell.
one point, he takes the wig off. He stands up, starts shouting. He's wearing one of his old merch shirts.
Well, he's wearing his old merch shirt. And apparently he started doing his intro. That's what somebody on Twitter said.
Gosh.
I didn't listen to the video.
So not only is he just screaming, he's holding his hand up like he has a mic in his hand.
Didn't have a mic in his hand.
No mic. He was just screaming. And so he was causing disturbance. Security came to kick him out. Got tackled.
He got tackled by the same lady that tackled Gronk at the
at Mania
when we went, I think.
Yeah.
Wasn't it?
Yeah.
And he got tackled pretty hard.
And then he runs off. And they chase him down.
There was some report that they took him backstage or he got kicked out of the arena. I know he got kicked out of the arena.
Yeah, he was banned from the Staples Center.
Yeah. So obviously this is all just, a promotional stunt on his part, but it was a really pathetic one.
It really was.
I mean, dude, nobody's going to look at that and be like, oh, yeah. I mean, I know the crowd was chanting, like half the crowd was chanting for like, we want Enzo or something, but I don't know. I mean, it's so silly.
Yeah. Yeah.
What are you looking at that?
I'll see if there's any post-Survivor Series news. This is you got Ibushi versus Goto. Maybe Ibushi will pick up that title.
Ibushi.
So maybe Ospreay will be cleared for Wrestle Kingdom. We'll get Ospreay versus Ibushi for the never open weight title.
All right, let's look at some of these super chats.
You got some questions here. Cody Miles says, "Rest in peace, Steve's Intercontinental Championship. You're no longer the IC champ.
I'm no longer Intercontinental Champion. I'll be back."
BreakingControllers.com. Oh, Charlotte snapped worse than Alex Smith's ankle. Did you watch that?
No, I did not watch Alex Smith's ankle. I do not want to see that. Zero desire.
Joe Juarez, what a show. NXT keeps hitting it out of the park. Did you just watch War Games tonight?
NXT presents Survivor Series. Survivor Series?
I know. Ezra Marshall, SmackDown buried and sent to Fox.
Dylan Haggett. Razor Ramon won in 94 when the other team got counted out.
Like the entire team? Jack Dolan, guaranteed Pete on. Drake Maverick, better be pissed off than pissed on.
I guess so. Alto Voltale, the new best friendo ever. Follow Eddie on Instagram for epic stories and posts at Eddie_WWE. Dude, he's got an amazing Undertaker like a dog shirt experience. We're going to talk about that when we have a chance. I kind of just want to make a standalone video.
Yeah, a dramatic reading.
A dramatic reading of it. I want to do that maybe sometime this week before we go on vacation.
Yes.
Lariat Lake Lionheart. Sweet hallelujah. I am no longer constipated. That is that is a lot of info there.
It really is.
I'm glad, though.
Yeah, Lewis Griffin. Love heel Daniel Bryan. Hope he gets a long title run with WWE title. Me too.
He looks like he's having so much fun.
Wildly entertaining. Aaron, Charlotte, Ronda Rousey felt good for me as a...
I don't know what that means, so I'm not going to say it.
I don't know either.
Grant Gill. Screw Brock. Grant Gill. Who is Brock facing next? Screw Brock. Who's he facing next? It's going to be Braun at Rumble, right?
Probably.
No. Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah, probably Braun at Rumble.
Yeah. Jay Lilly, watching you two. Great way to end a birthday weekend.
Happy birthday,
to
friendo.
BreakingControllers.com. Still waiting on my 3 Many shirt.
That 3 Many shirt.
You have to wait 3 Many more days.
I guess so, yeah. Well, yeah, there's one shirt I'm putting up for sure. A lot of people asked for a shirt of that old picture of us. Oh, you didn't know what I was talking about. It's like a picture where we look.
Is it the one that was where you're wearing a baseball hat?
We're both wearing hats. You have that dog shirt on?
Yeah, I remember that
one. Because I think that interview that we did, the fellow that did the interview.
Use that picture. Yeah.
Use that picture, and then like half of the Friendoverse comments were, we need that as a shirt. And they were all talking about how we looked. But in complimentary ways. I'll never say we look cool because we don't. But there was some indication that some people might have been mistaken that we might look cool.
Yeah, no, we never look cool. I thought you were talking about, can I say it?
Slow Wolf Pack?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I know, but we need to talk about that because that's like...
All over print?
Well, they can't do that. But if we can find a place... Look, I'm down to give people options. We put one on Pro Wrestling Tees.
Yeah.
And then we find a place that can do all
on demand,
on demand.
Yeah. Right. Jack Dolan, where is Cardboard Sasha and Trish in Steve's
garage? Should I bring him back?
Yeah.
I was thinking of bringing him back for our live stream set.
Yeah, that'd be good.
I'll start dolling that up a little bit.
I think it'd be really good.
Anyways, I'm ready to go home.
Oh, you want to go home?
I'm good.
Oh, wow, look at this.
We good? What's up?
According to Ringside News, W Superstars ordered not to speak about Enzo Amore's Survivor Series invasion.
Well, yeah, who wants to speak about that? Nobody. Anyways, there's some... Wait, is that the outro music? That should be the outro music.
We'll find out.
Anyways, thanks so much, everybody, for tuning in. We had a blast. Had a good weekend.
Yes.
Takeover.
Thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for joining us. And yeah, till next time, we'll talk to you guys later. Watch Survivor Series 97. We're going to talk about it tomorrow.
Yes. Bye, everybody.